What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Payne. Welcome back to another Final Fantasy VII Evercrisis video. Alright guys, I'm actually playing one of my videos in the background here because we have a crazy ass long maintenance going on. So excuse the video background. I just chose the Ifrit and Shiva fight because there's actually some battles going on there. But I want to talk a little bit about the game up to this point and address some of the issues a lot of people are having. Some of the, I would say, not hatred necessarily, but I would say like unnecessary negativity towards the game, and then there's some actual proper negativity towards the game that the game definitely deserves. So I want to just address my thoughts and feelings about the game so far. So first off, you guys are aware I'm a Final Fantasy fan, right? Huge fan, have been my whole life, and so that obviously plays a part in me playing this game as much as I'm playing and covering it as much as I'm covering it. I will say this right away: the game started off rocky. Okay, there was a lot of issues. There still are a lot of issues. We're getting random maintenances popped up. I lost my free-to-play account, which really sucks because I was doing a lot of work on it, and now that kind of set me back. And because I didn't link it originally, I was planning to link it after I was, happy with some of my roles, which I was actually doing, going through story, etc., collecting my blue crystals, and then all of a sudden, gone, just gone. So that really is a piss off, and that upset a lot of people. As a matter of fact, they probably lost a lot of folks because of that main issue. Now I'm having another issue, of course, and that is the error on my title screen where I can't even use my phone to play the game. No idea how to fix it. I've cleared cache. I've reinstalled 17 times probably at this point, and I can't seem to get it to work on my phone. I've got a Samsung S21, so it's for some reason just not working. So buggy wise, there's a lot of issues. Now the other thing I want to talk about is something that everyone here is complaining about, and that is the pay to win aspect. So I'm going to make my thoughts as clear as possible on this, okay? I don't think the game is necessarily pay to win. And a lot of people are obviously upset at the fact that the materia system is so complex and so RNG based, and the duping system for weapons requires plus 30 to max out an entire weapon, which is insane and ludicrous, guys. I'm not going to even bother with that. But I don't consider it pay to win because it is pay to win. So let me rephrase that. I don't consider it the traditional pay to win because there really isn't a PvP aspect to this game, right? I was playing my free to play alongside with my pay to win account, which I said I was going to do. I was going to make guides after I've completed the content on the pay to win side, so I know exactly what to look forward to, and I can then learn from those mistakes on my free to play. Now I got to start over again, which sucks, obviously, right? But that it is what it is. I will say this: it's pay to win and expensive for sure, very expensive, but it's not a necessity. So what I mean by that is, you can still do very well in this game as a free-to-play with the amount of rewards they're giving out and the amount of blue crystals you collect through the storylines and the amount of grinding that's involved in this game. I think if you're patient, you will see the dividends. And I think that's the case with all gacha games. Let's be real, right? Patience usually outlives the financial aspect because there's more motivation to do better. You feel better about your accomplishments, etc. Right? I run free to play on most of my games. I run maybe one or two whale accounts for testing purposes, obviously, and I've always been more satisfied with my results from the free to play aspect. And I don't think it's any different here. The beauty of this game, I will say, is the fact that co-op mode allows whales to help other players, and there's no limit to that. And what I mean by no limit is you can run with a whale all day long. Some games that let you use a whale's account or a whale's character for like 1 or 2 or 3 turns, Tower of God, for example, or Street Fighter Duel, where a mercenary is only available once a week for that character to run X amount of missions. Here you can run with your friends as much as you want. And not only that, it encourages you to branch out a little bit to collect additional rewards like blue crystals from it. So I think the flack that this game has been getting for being too pay to win is a little bit over the top. I will 1,000% admit it's expensive. I've currently spent, I did the calculation today on my phone, $500 on this. I'm doing it for tax purposes. I've explained this in a video. For me, I would not have spent a penny on this game if I didn't have to. But for me, it financially it makes sense, right? Not to get into my accounting, obviously. You guys know I do this on the side. This is not a real gig. I have a real full-time career, and this is just extra money in my pocket, but extra money that's been doing really well. And for me, whaling makes sense from a financial standpoint. For many people, it doesn't. And I don't encourage you guys to whale. Of course, it's up to you if you want to, but please spend responsibly. That's always been my motto in this. So I think the aspect of it's too pay to win. I think people are rushing. You have to remember it's day 4, right? It's day 4 of the game's release. We haven't got all of the characters in place. We haven't got all the mechanics in place, all the systems. We don't know all the events that are coming out. Look at this event with Zach, right? With the beach festival event. It's a prime example of if you grind and you play with some whale friends or with some friends that can carry you, like we've been doing in my Discord. We've been carrying people who have no reason to be getting these items, but they are because we're helping. It becomes a lot more free to play friendly. Like, and I know a lot of people are gonna be like, well, it's a mediocre weapon, but listen, if you can get a mediocre weapon like to 10, 11 stars for free just by playing the game, and they gave you the tonics, and they gave you the extra 1,000 blue gems, how could you possibly complain about that? Right? You know what I mean? Like, at the end of the day, it's there for a couple weeks for you to grind and get these free rewards by just simply playing the game and playing with your friends. So I don't understand that. Like, I think there's a time and place to hate on a game, and I do that often when I think it's the right time. And there's, I think, just hating to hate. And I think a lot of people are loving the game. Majority of people are loving the game, and it's clear because we as content creators are seeing the views, we're seeing the results, and we want to thank you. I want to personally thank you guys for helping me get that. Sorry about the ad. But I think also for a lot of folks who are upset at the duping system and upset at the materia system and all that, you have a right to be upset. Don't get me wrong, but I think to jump the gun and be like, this is way pay to win, I think that's a little much, right? Like, because we don't know yet what's coming down the line. This is typical for gacha games. They reward you with a lot of in-game currencies and ways to draw you in, and then they'll make the systems usually a lot more expensive than they will be in the future because it's called whale baiting. It's how they get whales to spend more money to be ahead of the competition. But in this game, there are no leaderboards, right? There's no PvP. There's no benefit outside of progression, obviously, and some materials and some extra grinding from being a whale. The bonus of having whale friends in this, rather than hating on them, is you get to play with them and they carry you in content you have, again, no business being in at the time that you're there. So I think it's very important, guys, to differentiate the difference, to me personally, between expensive and pay to win. Pay to win to me always says like you can pay to advance, but it's like almost you have like no choice, like you're stalled somewhere. Here I don't think that's the case, right? If you're stalled in story mode, you can go and do some actual tower, or you can do some solo content, or you can do a dungeon, or you can go and do co-op mode with friends you have, and you guys can farm, again, material that you may never have access to unless you pay for through this game. So I think, again, a lot of people are saying this is a typical expensive gacha game with the FF7 skin. I think the mechanics of this game, I think the combat in this game, and I think the complexities, most importantly, the complexity and the dynamic ways you can build a character is incredible. I will honestly say that, because there's like, I made a tier list for Cloud. Some people hated it, some people loved it. I said it was a DPS tier list. People are like, well, no, some of these weapons are completely incorrect. You don't know what you're talking about. That's the beauty of this, right? You can build your character the way you want. I've tested all the weapons I own thoroughly when I made that tier list. But there was a lot of people who didn't believe me. And they're like, well, I have 75k power, so I know more than you. I'm like, well, I have 85k power, so that's not true. So you know what I mean? Like, and that's, again, that's not a bad thing. It's just the way you approach it. So to me, it's kind of like this game allows people to build their characters however they want, because every character can heal, every character can tank, every character can DPS, single target, every character can AoE. There are just some better than others, but it doesn't take away from the utility of each unit, which is unique. There's really no quote-unquote meta. There is some better, some worse, but no meta, which makes the game really, really refreshing from a standpoint of everyone else. Now, everyone is using Cloud clearly right now because of the Murasame. I get it. It's the featured weapon. It's overpowered right now. Not overpowered, but it's really good right now. And I think that you're going to see a lot of that change happening as soon as new characters drop. So I don't think we're going to see the all Cloud teams forever, guys. I think we're going to see a lot of differences. I think the systems are very complex. Some of the menus are a little bit bad. I think the filter menu, which we just saw, is kind of crap. I think the stat tree menu is a little bit convoluted, and I think they should have added a little bit more uniqueness to it. But overall, so far, I've been very impressed with this game. And again, not just because I'm a Final Fantasy VII fan, but because I really do think they're doing a good job. Outside of the bugs and all the damn crashes and maintenance, I'm loving this so far. Anyways, guys, let me know what you think about it. I'm curious to see where your thoughts are. I know some of you guys will hate my take on it, and that's fine. That's what we're here for. We're here to have a conversation, right? You're my soundboard. I'm your soundboard. You guys let me know how you feel, if you guys agree or not. If you don't, please let me know why. Don't just be like, this game sucks. Give me some reasoning behind it. I always like to have conversations. When I see those kind of things, I don't even reply anymore. It's just a waste of my time. Anyways, much love to you guys. I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care.